Let's go over the equipment needed to start a video podcast. By the end of this video, we're going to go over all kinds of stuff. Highly technical, highly complex, even simple stuff. But let's look at it from, say, a budget perspective. We're going to start with, yes, would you believe you could actually do everything you need to do for a video podcast for free? Let's start with the free versions. And then we'll go on to investing a little bit of money. And then, of course, if sky's the limit, let's have some fun next. By the end of this video, I'm going to give you an idea of what you're going to need to get started and maybe expand in getting a video podcast up and running for your company. How do you want to step into this? Should we start slow and work our way up, or are you just going to dive right in? Well, not so fast. Let's first introduce you to what you could be in store for. So, let's dive in. Yeah, like I said at the very beginning, there is a possibility of starting a video podcast for free. Every step of the way, starting with your camera, into your lighting, into your microphones and audio, into the editing, and even the uploading and hosting. All of that can be done for free. The great place to start is right in your pocket with this guy right here. Start with there and you've got probably 90% of it covered, maybe even 100%. Your camera, your audio, and your editing can all be right there on that one device, your smartphone. Anything that you want to do right there, you can. You film it. The one thing I would caution is the audio microphone side of things. Be sure not to be too far away if you're going to be recording with your smartphone. You want to stay fairly close. Don't be far away. The microphone can end up picking up a lot of transient noises, and it'll just sound like you're recording in the bathroom very easily. As long as you're doing something simple like a talking head video, and it's just going to be you doing a demonstration or teaching or something like that, that should be just fine because you can bring that camera a little closer, preferably within 3 or 4 feet. That's going to give you the best sound and a halfway decent picture. Like I said, the cameras have just been blowing up on smartphones over the last several years. They get better and better and better. We've already had, would you believe, a full-length movie for the theater already filmed on a smartphone. The next step I'm waiting for is like some big blockbuster, like, I don't know, Avatar 4 or something like that. When they start putting that on smartphones, you know it's game over. So when it comes to your lighting, yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff you could do, but you could start off for free just with, I don't know, grab a lamp out of the living room and strategically place it a little bit off to the side and in front of you, just outside of the camera range. Something simple like that. Crank it up to its highest setting, and that should do you just fine. You can sit in front of a window. You can go outside and sit underneath a tree. What you don't want is something that's really harsh and direct lighting. You want something softer that doesn't leave you with harsh shadows or something like that. One good way, if you want to do the window and the sunlight method, to soften it up, grab one of those translucent shower curtains. Hang that in front of the window. It still lets the light through, but it softens it quite a bit so you don't get those harsh and sharp-edged shadows. Very simple trick. Costs you what, $10? Or, okay, all right, I'm sorry, I lied. You can really blow the budget with a ring light. If you really want to go that far, $35 with a ring light, you're good to go. You can make all kinds of adjustments. Get the right ring light, and they've got cool and warm settings. I don't think you want to step into like reds or greens or blues or purples yet, especially if that's your primary lighting. But there are several out there that go the warm and cool lighting, perfect for shooting videos. Grab one of those for $35. You're good to go. And then as far as editing software is, it is going to blow your mind when you see how many free versions are out there. There are tons and tons and tons of apps, first of all, that will go on your phone, no problem. So if you're doing your filming with your phone, editing it right there on your phone with one of those apps, which there's probably at least 1, if not 3 already installed that you weren't even aware of. You can start there very easily. There are tons of apps out there already. You probably have 2 or 3 on your phone you weren't even aware of. So if you want to get started only on your phone, you can do that very easily between the microphones, the camera, and the editing. If you want to step up a little bit, there are tons of apps that will go on your computer, no problem. There are even professional Hollywood grade editors that you can get for free. One of them that I use, DaVinci Resolve by Blackmagic Studios. Their free version, I mean, if you're doing talking head videos like I'm doing here, it's going to be more than enough that you need. In fact, I would almost shy against it because it's going to look so overwhelming. But when it comes down to it, you're probably going to only use 10, 15, maybe 20 different buttons. It's really that simple. You can get it down to the bare minimum and still crank out a really quality product. I don't know if you've noticed, if you spent much time on my channel, but this is what we do here to get your business YouTube channel up and running, to get your business podcast up and running, to get your business blog up and going, revitalize that and breathe some life back into that, all for the purpose of bringing you clients and customers without having to chase them down. It's a very simple process. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss anything that we produce here, because you can apply it just like that. Now let's step up our budget just a little bit. Yeah, I know I blew the free budget earlier with the $10 shower curtain and the $35 ring light. All right, sorry, I lied. What can I say? Now let's step up the budget just a little bit and let's expand a bit into the camera range. It's starting to drive the price down because the high-end cameras are getting so high-end that what was high-end is now medium, and what was medium is now introductory range, and that introductory stuff is getting very, very, very inexpensive and affordable. Not to mention, find an introductory camera that was all the rage 2 or 3 years ago. You can probably cut that price in half by buying it used or maybe even renting it for a day or two. Something as simple as that can save your budget big time. You can find a very simple 3-light system on Amazon for less than $100. I've got a set at home that when I first started shooting videos, that's what I did. They were wireless. I didn't plug them in. They ran by battery. I got stands for them, and I got all 3 of them for less than $120, and that was 2 years ago. So when it comes to shopping for lighting, be sure to look around, because I've even found some great deals on Facebook Marketplace, on eBay, on Craigslist. Look around. Be careful when you start meeting these folks, but there's some really great bargains to be had, especially when it comes to photography and photography lighting and video lighting. Those are the keywords to search when you're on any of those websites. It'd be very easy for you to step up your lighting for anywhere between $100 to $1,000 and have a really good product in the end. Let's think microphones. Microphones, I might even lean towards this being the first upgrade. The reason being is the microphone in your smartphone is okay. It's okay. You can't do a lot with it simply because you do need to stay close to your phone for it to sound good. You don't want to get too far. Now, one of the things you can buy, there are, for example, this is a transmitter right here. This one right here, I've got the transmitter in my pocket. There are receivers that either plug into the really expensive cameras, which we'll get into in just a moment, or you can plug it into your smartphone. And it goes, the audio now goes directly into your smartphone and laid down with the video that you're recording on your smartphone. There are a whole bunch of options for that, anywhere between $50 all the way up to $250. I would suggest you get that microphone first, simply because that'll give you a lot more range and a lot more variations that you can now start to play with when it comes to your smartphone. And also, might even pick up 2. And the reason why I say that is you need a backup when it comes to audio. If something's going to go wrong, it's going to be on the audio side. It's easy to see when you push that little red button that the little red button's been pushed, so you know you're getting camera. What might sneak by you is if something goes wrong in the audio chain. It might start off with little bars and it looks good, and then when this little transmitter, when the battery dies halfway through the episode, you're not going to know that until you play back. So get yourself a backup audio source first. Yeah, I'm going to commit to that. Get a microphone and a backup audio source first. And then when it comes to editing software, like I said, you probably already have a free app or 2 on your phone. You probably have at least 1 editing software on your computer already. There's tons out there. Stuff that you pay for once, and stuff that you subscribe to and pay for on a monthly basis. Yes, the monthly fee is a lot cheaper than the purchase outright, but there's one in particular, there are a couple in particular that are right around $300 or so for a one-time payment. Well, a monthly subscription at $30 you're going to max out that $300 purchase, no problem. Buy the $300 so you don't have to spend the $30 every month. Very simple, economical way to go, if you can afford it. I would suggest you stick with your phone or maybe the freebies that are on your computer for an extra month or two, save up the money, and buy the one instead of getting the subscription. What do we want to do with an unlimited budget? This is where you can go nuts. Talk about a kid in a candy shop when it comes to lights, microphones, cameras. You're going to have a blast here because, and don't forget, some of these things will also need some type of a stand. Lights will need stands and cables. Microphones will need stands and cables and interfaces. Cameras will need interfaces to interface with your computer and all that kind of stuff. There's a bunch of ancillary stuff that as you expand, you're not just buying the gear, but there's going to be some things to go with it. And would you believe I started stepping into the realm of totes? How are you going to carry all this stuff now that you've got this gear? Yeah, after a while, you're going to need something to carry it. And that's going to be part of your budget. So little things like that will end up sneaking up on you. Extra cables, always, always, always have extra cables. You never know when's going to go bad or get run over, or somebody's going to go over it and trip over it, and that's going to pull the cable out of the connector. All kinds of things could go wrong. So be sure to have backups, and that's going to eat into your budget. But when it comes to a studio for filming, I mean, sky's the limit. If your budget's the limit, sky's the limit. Hey, you can have studio lighting, amazing cameras, maybe even a production studio in the back, and you're going to have 2 or 3 people running the whole gig from off camera. I mean, you can really go nuts with it and spend hundreds, if not thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars in setting up a home studio. Hey, if you want to do that, go for it. What's the cost benefit to that? Is it really going to make your videos that much better and bring in that many more clients? Hey, maybe it will. It's going to be the content that's going to rule out any lighting. It's going to be the content and how you talk to your people that's going to be better than any camera or audio that you can produce. So have fun with it. Don't take me the wrong way. You're going to have a great time and do what you feel is necessary. But don't let it get away from you either. There are tons and tons of rabbit holes that you can run down, and it can become a monster in the end. So getting started with your video podcast, I strongly recommend you start here. This is a book by Nate Woodbury called A Hero's Guide to Influence on YouTube. This will cover everything from gear to getting started to plugging it all in to editing, you name it. It's all covered right here, and you can get your free copy. Just cover the shipping and the printing. Your link is down below in the description. Click it and get yours today. I'm Nic Natarella with AdWise Creative. Thank you for watching.